Hey, thanks for checking out my video. What you're about to see is me going through some boxes of my stuff that were stuck in my parents' attic for the last 25 years, maybe longer. I figured it's time I start bringing some of these boxes home to my house, going through them, seeing what I have buried in them. This next box that I'm going to show you now is labeled Jose Canseco Stuff. He was my favorite baseball player in the 80s and 90s. And I collected a ton of stuff with him on it. I don't even really remember what's in this box, so I'm just gonna dig through it. You could dig through it with me. I'll show you what I have in there. I know there's gonna be some random stuff. There's gonna be baseball cards, anything with his face on it, and who knows what else, other kind of random miscellaneous stuff. So buckle in for maybe the next hour or so, grab some beers, and yeah, enjoy the video. Thanks. Okay, let's dig into this box of Jose Canseco stuff from the 1980s and 90s. So first up, vintage Cleveland Indians cup from Jacobs Field. And then we have the Jose Canseco Arctic Blast Cup from the Texas Rangers days. But then inside, I have one of the little marbles from 1988, I believe. This was a 1990 Oakland A's AL Champs hat. I picked this up on a road trip with the family somewhere. It was at a truck stop, and this hung on my wall for many years. Oh, I guess I have more than Jose Canseco stuff in here. So we got some miniature Dukes of Hazzard cars with like little film strips from the show, from the episodes. There's about 6 of those, 7 of those. I don't even remember buying those, but I have them. Next up, everybody's favorite, 1998 edition starting lineup from when he was back with Oakland, which, if I believe, 98 he ended up going to Tampa, or maybe he still played 98 in Oakland. But yeah, still sealed. While we're on the starting lineups, here is the 40-40. I never opened it. It's still sealed. So yeah, pretty cool. Tape is yellowing on the one side, but that's okay. Speaking of starting lineups, we got a couple more from the Oakland days. Hitting and sliding. Were these the 40-40? No, they're different. So, yeah, loose. Now I have a baseball from when he was with the Red Sox. I don't know if this was a giveaway or not. Maybe somebody out there knows, but yeah. That displayed on my shelf next to my signed baseball for many years. And then I have a photo ball with the Texas Rangers. Up next, it's a little watch. A Superstar watch, Jose Canseco. And yeah, I don't think it was supposed to tell time. I don't really know. I think it does if you open it. What else? This is a baseball superstars statue. hand painted, individually sculpted. This is very generic looking, but it was still Canseco, so I still had to have it. I think when I got this, it had a little bit of damage to it, but it is what it is. Alright. Ooh, alright. I remember these things. This was... I thought I had 2 of these. But I guess not. So this is a Oakland A's Headliners. And 1992, I believe. Something like that. And this was the 1990 Score Rising Stars player cards set. And yeah, thought this would be pretty cool, but all these years later, it's probably worth $1. Digging back into the box, I got this for Christmas 1989 maybe. It was the ceramic edition of his 86 Topps traded rookie card. Ceramic baseball card. Came with a little wood stand. I of course cut my card in a plastic sleeve so nothing got, didn't scratch off or anything. Then they gave you this cheesy little cord, which I don't know if they thought you were going to glue this to the card to hang it up or something. I don't really know. But, so yeah, the ceramic baseball cards. Those are actually kind of cool, I thought. I think my brother got Don Mattingly and I got Canseco. Digging back into the box, what else do we have? It's a Sports Impressions Christmas ornament of Jose Canseco. Yeah, I don't remember when I got this. I don't think it was in 88 or 89, probably about 6-7 years later, but of course never displayed, always kept it in the box. Let's see, digging back in. This is some random stuff. We got the Upper Deck XP red die cut card. I think this was the rarer of the two, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why it's in here and not in my binder. These were MVP collectible player pins. I think the package came with a card and the pin, and so of course I have 1 or 2 sealed, and this is the opened one just so I can display the pin. And if you like ice cream, this was the ice cream on a baseball bat stick, and of course you had to get the signatures, and I went through many of those to get the Canseco stick, and so there's that. Digging back in, we have, alright, I know what this is. These probably shouldn't have been stored in my parents' attic with everything, but they were, and I kind of forgot about them. But there's 2 of them in here. It's the Jose Canseco 40/40 candy bar. Being as they were in bubble wrap and a mailer, and the back is kind of sweated and pulled the ink off. But for a while I had these and they were super cool. When I was young, I always wanted to get the candy bars, but I think they were only available in Oakland. And so years later I found them and added them to my collection. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I know they're not real common, but they're not super rare, and the way the ink is coming off, I don't know. The 80s, 90s, man, they put these guys on everything. Baseball magnets, collectible stars, Jose Canseco fridge magnet. Have another photo ball here. This was the Oakland days, and this was probably displayed on my bedroom shelf for many years as well. Oh yeah, this is the 1990 All-Star Game logo on it too. So yeah, there's that 1990 All-Star Game. Speaking of baseballs, I have a Oakland A's baseball, just some generic one you would buy in the store, but it was Oakland A's, so I had to have it. And I made my own backing card for it, and of course I always had an Oakland A's sticker up top. Rest in peace, Oakland A's. Through the Las Vegas A's, or whatever they're gonna call them. This was a Salvino's Bammers 7th inning stretch. Jose Canseco teddy bear. His name, yes, the plastic is yellowed, but the bear's been in here since 1999. And yes, you know, kind of had to have everything, so think about all the money I spent on this stuff. And then speaking of candy, oh, these were those little candy dispensers, and Topps put them out. Topps 40 years of baseball, and so yeah, Jose Canseco had that one. This one was kind of cool. Back when you would write to teams or players and usually never get anything back in the mail, the Oakland A's always sent out little photos of the players. And a good friend of mine, Ben, I remember we were in like 4th grade. He wrote to the Oakland A's and they sent him back this photo. And it wasn't hand signed, even though it looks like it, but it was cool, nice little promo shot. And so he gave me this, and I kept this framed for all those years, and here it is. Pretty cool. I'm digging back in. Oh, it's a little postcard of the Bash Brothers. A famous poster. I think we all had that poster, and it was just a postcard. But of course I had a little tabletop display, and I had a little green old TV stand that was painted green for the A's, and so that entire thing was a little altar. Had half of the stuff was displayed on that. Had a couple shelves above my bed, and those all were full of stuff, and yeah. So digging back in, the 80s were a good time for photos and displays and plaques and all that kinds of stuff. You know what, this was just a plastic sleeve from, I have one of his 40-40 game unused tickets. And so it came in this display originally. I put the green in there, but then I later moved it to another case, and I don't know why I saved this. Back then my dad had gotten a router, and he was experimenting with the router and making these like little plaques, and because plaques were a big thing, and put your card in the plaque and hang it on your wall. And so he made me this one. Rest in peace, Dad. And yeah, we had a bunch of these, and we'd put cards on them and take them to school and try and sell them, and come home and Dad sold some more plaques. So he'd let us keep the money, and we'd go buy more cards with them. This was a photo. I had met a woman, I was about 18, 19, I think 18, going to some Indians games, and I'd always go for the Canseco games when whoever he was with. And I met this lady who her daughter actually used to date Mark McGwire, back in the day, and they had a lot of hookups and stuff with the A's and Canseco, McGuire, and Weiss, and all those guys. And she had taken this photo, and this was taken in Cleveland. But so she had mailed me this photo, and that was a pretty cool candid shot. And speaking of plaques, so yeah, this was kind of the one that started it all. After going to a store in the mall and going through all their photos and all the plaques that they had there of all the players, and I found the Jose Canseco and had to have this one. And my brother got Mark McGuire, and these hung on our walls since 1989. Are you thirsty? I'm getting a little thirsty. Maybe it's time to pull out the Jose Canseco removable freezer gel cup. Remember these? Did you have one of these? Yeah, they slap these guys on everything. And I don't even remember when I got this, but yeah, kind of funny, kind of cool, kind of weird. This was one of my holy grails back then at the time. The 86 rated rookie card. I remember I got this finally. I think I got it for Christmas, and it was like, oh my god, finally. I later got another one that was hand signed, but this was my original. It's glass paperweight thing, and yep. All right, we have Jose Canseco button badge, pinback badge. Top Stadium Club master photo. And another Top Stadium Club master photo. I honestly don't remember having two of these. Obviously different years and different teams, but yeah, I don't remember having two, so bonus. All right, here. This box, it's the Jose Canseco silver medallion, 0.999% silver. Yeah, I thought this was the 40-40 one, but I guess it's not. So it's just a generic one. I don't know. I don't know if it has any value. Maybe it's worth more just for silver value, or maybe not. Digging back in, this is where it all started for me. My first card was a 89 Topps card. And then after that Christmas, my brother got Don Mattingly, and I got Jose Canseco, the collected, baseball card kit. So these were like the first cards. I remember I had to, came with like a little, has all these different cards. You probably know what this is. So, oh wow, they left you a few spots to put some more cards. Little do they know, I had 2 binders this thick later of just him. I remember having to listen to this record, put it on, and it was the cheesiest thing ever. But yeah, that's kind of where it all started though, with this little kit. Berry Cola photo set. Oh, the box. Right, so that means the cards are probably one of my binders. Oh, yeah. The Jose Canseco perfect baseball card game. Yeah, I think same thing. I had to open this, and it was the stupidest freaking game ever. But, it was the 80s. What are you going to do? So, I think I'm dwindling down on some Canseco stuff in here. Let's see what this is. Photos. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. When he went to Boston. Here's a Grand Slam phone deal. New England car stereo. Yep. Sports Illustrated with Mark McGuire on the cover. I don't know if Canseco was in this or not. 1998. I want to say I kept it for a reason because of Canseco, but I don't think he's in here. Yeah, I don't think so. And then this was a, I think teams can pitch around Mo this season. Mo Vaughn. No way, Jose. With the Boston Red Sox schedule. Oh, thank you for purchasing. Alright, so back to something that's not Jose Canseco. July 8th, 1997. Cleveland Indians had the All-Star game here in Cleveland. And, yep, 3 empty Pepsi cans. There's style 1 with blueprint. Style 2 with silver print. And maybe a third style, can't really tell. But yeah, 1997 All-Star Game, Cleveland. Going back in here, we got 1990 Upper Deck. I think me and my brother had each got in a full box of cards for Christmas. Yeah, we each got a full box of cards for Christmas, and that was the craziest gift ever. Yeah, we opened up every single pack and threw all the cards back in here. Yeah, Tino Martinez, John Smoltz, bunch of stiffs, Dave Parker, Craig Biggio, and yeah, so we opened up every pack, pulled out the guys that we wanted, I'm sure, and put the cards back in here. And then these all came with like little holographic team stickers, so put those back. We have those in here. So yeah, whole box that was opened. A couple of loose packs of cards. These were Flair Maxim. Game used or autograph card. 1 in 36 packs. I don't know what year this was. We got Jeff Bagwell. Greg Maddux. Carlos Lee. Oh wow, we got a Jose Canseco in there. Didn't even know that. Well, I do now. I guess I should take that out and throw that in my binder. He's with the White Sox. So yeah, so it must have been 2000, 2001. By that point, I probably wasn't really collecting much cards. My dad would still buy us cards here and there and give us some packs of cards, but at that point, I don't know. I was going out, going to concerts a lot. Yeah, cards weren't really my thing, per se. I still enjoyed opening them, and it was still fun, but I wasn't really blowing much of my money on them. I was working at Krispy Kreme and going out with my friends on the nights, and Orlando Hernandez. Black Diamond. Orlando Hernandez. Wasn't that somebody else? No, I guess not. Oh, got a Ozzie Canseco card. Another Ozzie Canseco rookie. Couple of those. I think I used to keep those at my Jose's. And oh wow, got a Derek Jeter. We'll pull that one out. Richie Sexton. Torrey Hunter. Chipper Jones. Yeah, I think these were 01s. Already went through that pack. Rondell White. Omar Vizquel from the Cleveland Indians. Tom Glavine. Joe Creedy, but it's funny because his pose is like the same as Canseco. Fred McGriff, the Crime Dog. Boy, I really forgot how hard it was to kind of get good players in cards and get good cards in packs. Going through so many packs and you get shit. Oh, I got another Jose Canseco pin. So I guess was that 2 or maybe that's a different one. But oh, it's the same pin, and now I just have 2 of them. They were inventive with their cards back then. Pinnacle, Inside. Ken Griffey Jr. Still in the can. Oh, that's still sealed. Alright. Yeah. I think my dad bought us these too. He used to find all kinds of different stuff, and if they were expensive cards, you know, if they were $10 a pack or $5 a pack, it'd be, give me $1, give me $2. And he'd always hook us up. 1991 Flair Baseball. I don't remember if these were opened. Dave Stewart, Oakland A's on the bottom of the box. Yeah, these were all opened. Oh, were these the yellow cards? So yeah, I think I got this whole box as a birthday present. One year I had friends sleep over and I got the whole box of cards. You know, as a kid, going through a whole box of cards and opening a whole box of packs, that was pretty sweet back then. This was another Flair box. Nolan Ryan's on the bottom. Not bad. But, of course, the way we used to store everything, it was just packed full of cards. And we fill in the gaps with all kinds of random shit. So maybe let's see what some of that stuff is. Man on the Moon pencil sharpener. Go Browns 14K button from the 80s. We used to save wrappers. Don't ask me why, but we saved wrappers from everything. Thinking at some point people might want wrappers because they were going to be hard to find 20, 30 years from now. You never know. Well, here we are 20, 30 years later, and we have too much of this shit, and we're going to be throwing it all away, I'm sure. Baseball coins. Oh, I remember those things. You want to remember these little coins? You got Ozzie Smith, Fred McGriff, and Andy Van Slyke. Came in a little pack like this. You got the recoins and cool. They were kind of cool things, but yeah, same thing. How do you display those? How do you collect them? I don't know. Have another ice cream stick, Benito Santiago. A Cavs ticket stub from 1991, Cavs vs. Detroit with Larry Nance on it. Another popsicle stick, Don Mattingly. And a Mark McGuire coin. There's a business card. LA Comics and Collectibles. It was the shop that we used to love going to in the Cleveland suburbs, and yeah, we were there all the time. I drive by the building all the time now, and yeah, I think it's like an attorney's office or something. Yeah, should have two more of these somewhere. Ninja Turtles. These had bubble gum in them. I think the gum is still in them, actually. I think I have all four somewhere. I don't know where the other two are. So, Doc Gooden candy dispenser. And Lenny Dykstra. And then going through this box, there's so much, I kept so much random stuff in here. There was no rhyme or reason with some of this stuff. I just had a stack of cards in here. Remember when Score, I think it was, had these little holographic MVP things? You got Carl Yastrzemski and Joe Morgan. Tom Landry Hall of Fame card. Mike Greenwell, Paul Molitor. Oh, Montreal Expos. Dale Murphy. I actually met Dale Murphy 1994. We were on a cruise ship and he was on there, and we got photos with him and played baseball and catch with him and stuff. Yeah, going through these cards, these are all look like a bunch of stiffs. Dennis Boyd, wasn't that the oil can Boyd? I think so, Dennis Oil Can Boyd. Yeah, these cards are another Dale Murphy. Oh, but here's the randomness. Gremlins. Jaws. With a 3D back. You need 3D glasses to see. And then more random cards. And then some minor league cards. Jonah Elva. And so part of that collector's mentality of collecting everything and saving everything, we thought like everything's sports because you heard about all this stuff with Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle stuff growing up. We'd go to the store and they'd have these like baseball gloves or baseball bats with famous players on their model, whatever. And they had these little hang tags with like baseball cards, and we'd go through and rip them all off. So this is Eric Davis, Louisville Slugger. And of course, the corners are all ripped up. But yeah, we were stupid. We took all that stuff. Oh, Cecil Fielder. Oh, back when they used to put cards on boxes. We got Kirby Puckett. And another Kirby Puckett. I wonder if those are worth anything. I don't know. Donruss pop-up cards, 2 packs, still sealed. Kevin Mitchell. And see, more Gremlins cards. Followed by a mini baseball card. And more Gremlins cards. And Jaws. And we got some basketball. 1990 Topps baseball. So yeah, I'm not going to go through this entire box. But at the very bottom of the box, I have this Cleveland Browns McDonald's card that's all bent up, and the player's a stiff Curtis Weathers. It's all bent up, so Rock City Comics and Cards. Yeah, another card shop that we used to go to. Remember that was when you had to call them like, hey, do you have any new cards? And they tell you what the new cards were for the month or the year or the day or whatever. And then of course you have to go there and pick them up and spend another hour and a half there going through their comments box and looking for all your star players that you wanted, and come home and spend all your money, and you save up again for another few weeks and go back and do it all again. All right, another box, 1991 Upper Deck Football. Joe Montana on the bottom. We saved a lot of these just because they had famous people on them. All right, we'll save the box. And this is the same thing as before, pretty much. Good cards and good cards. So like I said, that's where we used to pull the quote-unquote good cards out of the packs, put them in cases, put them in our binders, throw the others in random boxes. But Mike Greenwell, I don't know why I put him in the good box. We got Randy Johnson's. Juan Gonzalez. I used to like him. Jason Isringhausen. Ron Gant crashed the game. Tony Gwynn. Hideo Nomo. Remember when he was a big thing? I don't know whatever happened to him. Raul Mondesi. Cool card. Dante Bichette. I think back then it was anybody that had any kind of name. Alright, we'd save them, take them out. These were always really cool, these rawhide cards. You got Mike Piazza. It was meant to feel or look like a real glove behind it. Got some other Mike Piazzas in here. Frank Thomas, that was always one of my brother's favorite players. We used to always compare him and Canseco. Ryan Klesko, Chipper Jones. Derek Jeter. I don't know what year was his rookie. 1996. Might have to take that out. A-Rod. I guess I'll have to look up those Derek Jeters. A-Rod, you know. Being a Canseco fan, can never really like A-Rod too much. Never really liked him because he was a Yankee anyways. Well, after a while. Same with Jeter, but Jeter, the guy was good, so. So yeah, more loose cards, random stuff. Back when you could take cameras to a baseball game, well, when you had to take a camera, we'd run down to Cleveland Municipal Stadium. I believe that was Sandy Alomar. That was a little point and shoot 35mm camera, and so, of course, to point and shoot, the guy's head's cut off. Sandy Alomar catching. I believe this was Ozzie Newsome at Browns Stadium at training camp. Sandy Alomar again. Sandy Alomar batting. And more Sandy Alomar, old stadium. That's some random. Yeah, postcard from Cablevision. Pay-per-view Survivor Series. November 27th. Hulk Hogan versus The Undertaker. Call to get a pay-per-view for $25, live on pay-per-view. See, we literally saved everything. Kirby Puckett, Ryan Sandberg, Matt Williams, Dave Winfield. It's funny seeing some of these guys, how a few years later, some of these guys later came to Cleveland, and we had some of those guys. Krispy Kreme, oh yeah, see, I told you I was working then. 3 free dozens per visit. Partnership card. Buy any dozen donuts or bagels at regular price and get a dozen glazed free. I have a whole pile of these. Too bad they're expired. But I think at the time I thought they were cool, and yeah. Reorder. School pictures. Cecil Fielder star set. Little package of Frank Thomas cards. So yeah, I got some wrappers of those football cards, but there's no football cards in this box. Football cards, 79 cents a pack. Wow, yeah, 1991, 79 cents a pack. All right. Cereal box, because it had players on it, Wheaties, and cards on the back to cut out, and this is just full of random shit. I'm not even, this video is going to be too long, so I'm not even going to go through that box. Wheaties Honey Gold, Meet Michael Jordan, Same thing. Save this because of Michael Jordan. But then, you know, you can't leave the box empty. So you got some Michael Jordan Valentine cards. But they're open, so yeah. Oh. Space Jam with Michael Jordan. Sherlock storage bags, Ziploc bags. Still sealed, 25 count. The top's a little loose, but. Remember the giant baseball card folders? Those were cool. Brett Saberhagen. And then Brown schedule, sports and soaps with Bo Jackson, and random Cleveland Crunch times 19,477. Missile attendance record 1989. Cleveland Force soccer newspaper. Oh, this could be cool. Wrestling cards. Remember wrestling cards? The Bushwhackers and Rick Martel and Sensational Sherry. And Bret the Hitman Hart. Slick. Doctor of Style. Oh, these pages are all stuck. You got the Hulkster and Bret Hart, WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, I remember those. I think I had the whole set of those. Whatever those were called. $9.95. Did I really buy that whole set? Yeah. Some football cards. You got Jerry Rice. Webster Slaughter. $19.90 Flair. Are there any good guys in any of those years? I never got into football too much. I don't really know who the good guys are other than, you know, all the stars. Eric Metcalf, rookie from the Browns. I remember at the time that was a big one. Like, oh yeah, Eric Metcalf, rookie. Michael Dean Perry. I have one of those autographs somewhere too. Met him at training camp. Pro Bowls. Yeah, these cards are gonna have to sit a little bit or something. Hills, team cards. I don't know where I got these really old baseball cards from. Not really old, but early 80s. Alright, well these are going back in here for now. Sports Illustrated for Kids. Traded. Deion Sanders when he became a Reds. August of '94. I got 3 copies. Yes, there's cards inside. And nobody really worth the piss. John Olerud, Reggie White, Tony Gwynn, and Mark Price from the Cavs. Yeah, all 3 still have their sets of cards. (1954 to 1994). Sports Illustrated. Oh, Beckett Baseball Card Monthly. Remember those? Oh. Gordie Howe. autograph photo. He was at the Cleveland Lumberjacks opening night at Gund Arena in Cleveland in 1994. Somewhere I have a whole box of these photos unsigned. We were leaving and the box was sitting there by the garbage can, so I just took the whole box. But, yeah, we only got one autographed. Cleveland Indians, 1990 schedules. Nolan Ryan baseball cards, a silver foil pack wrapper. Another bucket with Barry Bonds and Sandy Alomar on the back. And a Cleveland Indians Game Time magazine. I could have sworn this was autographed. Maybe I have an autographed copy somewhere. Well, yeah, back when you had paper tickets, and then because of the strike, and we had these, you had to send back your tickets to get the refund. Well, then this was the strike season in 1994, and they had Cleveland Indians coins they were given out at special games. And so we had the other ones, and this was the third coin game. So my dad photographed all the tickets, just so we had records that we were supposed to have them. We did end up getting the coins at later point, but 1988 team baseball photo card day. Indians vs. Tigers. Indians team photo. And fold out baseball cards and yeah. 1988, the Indians weren't too good. Growing up, the Indians always sucked. It wasn't until we moved to Jacobs Field, then they got good. And then it was kind of like, oh shit. Yeah, we are something now. That was when we moved. Another pack of cards. 2002. Nomar Garcia Parra. Why ain't nobody good in that pack? $1994 All-Star Game. Official ballot for the All-Star Game. Unpunched. So, I'm sure I filled up many of those with just Canseco. So I have a whole bunch of ballots. The Reggie Bar wrapper. Oh, yeah. An autograph session at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. They used to do a thing for the first 50 kids, I think, or first 100 kids. You got either an autograph or a photograph ticket. Usually you got to pick. And they'd have players set aside inside, and you go up to them and wait in line. And so we ended up getting at my dad always told us, like, because we used to always do the autographs, but they were always stiffs and nobody good. And then at some point, he's like, you guys should go for the photos. And we did. And then we started getting all the guys that ended up becoming big in the 90s. Bell, Baerga, Lofton, Alomar, Nagy. We got photos with all those guys. Because we'd go to so many games on the weekends. I don't know where those photos are. We support our troops. So that must have been Desert Storm. Cavs, hoop it up. So I saved a bunch of these just because Cavs and hoop it up in Upper Deck. Don't ask me why. See, the box really does get random. Oh, back to some Jose Canseco. Little pin that I made in school. This probably said Support United Way or something, and then we put white out and color over it, and now I have a Jose Canseco pin. Canseco, when he got traded for Ruben Sierra, so that was a big article from the newspaper, and Michael Jordan. First Class Air Jordan Flight Club. How the fuck did I open this? So some of the print stuck to the inside of the envelope. Nike, dear Jordan fan, blah, blah. Oh yeah, they sent me an autographed photo from Michael Jordan, which, you know, whatever, but still kind of cool. I remember getting that thinking that was pretty cool. Yeah, join the Air Jordan Flight Club today. So this, based on the postage, March of 1991. Oh yeah, back when Nike had everybody. So Andre Agassi, the tennis guy, I think, who joined Andre's fan club, the Bo Club for Bo Jackson, or the Air Jordan Flight Club. 3 different membership cards on the back. Well, membership forms to fill out. Yeah, the Canseco newspaper after he got traded, analyzing the trade. Some kind of uncut hockey cards, so I don't know. And a picture of Michael Jordan cut from the newspaper. Yeah, we literally saved everything. And the box is almost there. John Elway and Joe Montana, Super Bowl 1990 newspaper. Cleveland Plain Dealer. Oh, wow, I've been looking for these things, actually. Never knew where they were. Not this, but it's Cleveland Crunch, 1990, team photo. We were real into soccer, so I remember all these guys. So here we go, here's a good one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Back when they had that movie at Pizza Hut or something, these were hanging up at Pizza Hut from the ceiling. And I asked if I could have them. I went back all the time. And they finally let me have them. So there's Raphael, Leonardo. Man, I really remember these being a lot bigger than what they are. But Donatello. Michelangelo. Oh wow, well, there are 2 Raphaels. Oh, I guess there is. Yeah, 2 Raphaels. Alright. I want to set these aside. I think at one point I saw somebody said these things sold for like a few $100s. And this was just paper on the bottom of the box just to keep it, yeah. And that was the box. So thank you for going down that memory lane. Maybe I'll do another video. And yeah, maybe I need to find a way to do it faster, that thing, and not drag it out. But thanks for watching if you watched this far. So, alright, rock on.